going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Grubb here, Extreme.Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. I would really appreciate it. But today is actually December 5th, 2024. That is crazy. It's almost 2025. 2024 just flew by. It's incredible. But like I said, it is December. It's starting to get pretty cold here in Michigan. And we actually got like a few inches last night, so it's been pretty cold, and the lakes are starting to freeze over around this area. It's been really cold lately, around like in the teens and in the 20-degree weather. So it's been pretty freaking cold, and especially at night, those temps get really low at night, so that's when it really makes some good thick ice. So I haven't really took a ride around any lakes yet and checked them out. We're gonna do that today and just ride around and check out a few lakes. I did this last year. It was pretty fun. I just rode around and checked out some local lakes in Oakland County. Gave you guys a little update of the ice. I don't even know if we really have that much ice, but I figured why not go out, hang out with you guys, film a little video. It's 17 degrees right now, and I think the real feel of 4 degrees. But it's a little cold out. I woke up this morning around like 8 o'clock. I broomed off my fiance's car, got it all warmed up for her to head off to work, so that was pretty fun. It was pretty cold this morning. It's warming up a little bit. It's around 10 o'clock right now. I hung out for a little this morning, and we're off to the lake. Should be a pretty fun time. I'm gonna be hitting up Oran Lake. I'll probably go to Squa Lake, or as it's known now, I think as Paint Lake or Paint Creek Lake, something like that. They renamed the lake. So then I'll probably hit up Lake 16, just a couple lakes in the area, just to give you guys a little update of what it looks like. But I'm pretty excited. I'm actually going to Minnesota, Lake of the Woods, in a couple weeks. So I'm really excited about that, guys. It's gonna be an awesome time. Me and my buddy Blue Jays are actually heading up there. We both got invited by the Midwest podcast, so that is awesome. Super excited about that trip. It's around like 14 to 15 hours up there, so it's gonna be a little ways. We're taking my Extreme mobile. I'm just getting some new tires on it next week for the trip, so that'll be pretty cool. I'll have some fresh tires to drive all the way up there and back. Hopefully we get on a couple really big fish on Lake of the Woods. That's been a dream lake of mine to fish for a long time. I always watch Jay Siemens up there, Clayton Schick, Aaron Weeb, Uncut Anglings, like Sam Sobey, all those guys up there in Minnesota and Canada. That Lake of the Woods produces some monster fish, guys, so I'm super excited to get up there and set a bunch of tip-ups, maybe do some spearing up there. We're gonna be staying in some really nice, I think it's called River Bend Lodges, or River Bend Resort, something like that. So it's gonna be pretty cool, guys. I'm excited about it. But I think the first lake we're gonna hit up is Squa Lake. We'll kind of make like a big circle to the lakes, and Squa Lake is first on my list. So the roads aren't really that bad right now. They were probably bad this morning, but the salt trucks probably came out and salted off and plowed all the main roads here. So like I said, guys, that trip that I'm taking to Minnesota to Lake of the Woods, it's actually sponsored by River Bend Resort. Those are the lodges or cabins right on Lake of the Woods, so that's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited to get up there and stay in the cabins and everything and be right on Lake of the Woods. And it's also sponsored by the Midwest Outdoors podcast. So if you guys want to check out that podcast, it is awesome. They're always talking about fishing, having a bunch of guests on the podcast. So it is awesome. I think the head host is Jim O'Neill, so he's a good guy. Go check him out. But like I said, we're just heading around to these lakes here in Oakland County. I don't even know if they have ice, to be honest with you. I figured I'd just ride around and check them out. Got nothing better to do on a cold winter day. I actually went and did a bunch of my Christmas shopping a couple days ago. Got all my presents wrapped. So I got a bunch of that done, so that's exciting. But I'm heading down this long road right now. The ramp isn't even plowed or anything. I guess it just snowed last night, so I'm gonna pull over here and check it out. Well guys, we are just approaching the first lake here in Oakland County, Squa Lake, and it is not looking good yet. There's a little ice forming around the edges or the shoreline, but I think a really big factor here is that it's so windy. I think it's like 30-40 mile an hour winds all last night and today. So even if there was any ice, and I think there was some ice on this lake a couple days ago, just because it's been so cold. And I had some buddies that live out here and they told me there was some ice out here already, so I figured I'd come check it out. But I guess all that crazy high winds that really breaks up the ice, and with the sun coming out, maybe it melted away some of the ice. But I'll show you what the ice looks like around the shoreline. There's a little bit of ice. So I figured I'd give you a little look at what the lake looks like right now. You can tell that it's super windy out there. I think it's like 30-40 mile an hour winds. And I actually have some buddies that live out on this lake, and they told me there was some ice out here a few days ago. So I really think those high winds broke up the ice, because it's been super cold lately. So I figured the lake would have ice still, but like I said, those high winds break up the ice. But we got a little ice around the shorelines right here. Not really that thick or anything, but there is some ice on the lake. It should be forming pretty quickly, I guess, this weekend. I think it's supposed to be like 40-46 degrees and a possible chance of rain. So even if there was ice anywhere, I think it's gonna melt from that rain. So I guess we're gonna go check out the next lake and see what it looks like. But with these high winds here in Michigan, that's gonna be really tough on the ice. And like I said, those high winds break up the ice. So when it's super windy, it's not good on that ice. So hopefully the winds calm down. But like I said, there's a little ice on the shoreline. But I guess we're gonna head back to the truck and head off to the next lake, because Squa Lake is not looking good yet. We're probably gonna be waiting till, like, I'm not sure, maybe till late December, January, at least for me, because I'll be at Lake of the Woods ice fishing up there for 4 to 5 days. So I guess we'll be back Squa Lake. Oh, it's pretty cold out there, guys. It's only like, I think, a real feel of 5 to 6 degrees now. And the actual temperature, let me check, 21 degrees right now. I guess it says a real feel of 4 degrees. So it's pretty freaking cold. I guess I'm bundled up. I got my long johns on, thick socks, big winter boots, my vest. I'm ready for action. But first lake didn't look very good. I don't know if any of these lakes are gonna have ice on them, to be honest with you. I figured I'd drive around, check them out, post a video for you guys at home so you guys don't have to check them out. This is why I'm doing this. Actually, I had probably a handful of people request an ice video, so I figured I'd go do it for them. Why not? I guess maybe here in the next few weeks I'll do another ice report on this lake, on Squaw Lake. But we're gonna ride around to the next lake, check it out, see what happens. So we're pulling up to the next lake, Lake Oran, and there's a little bit of ice here at this lake. Back here in the bays. I'm right here by the boat ramp. I'm gonna get out and show you guys what it looks like. Well guys, I am just pulling up to Lake Oran, and it is super windy out here. I don't know if you can even hear me, but I figured I would show you guys what the ice looks like over here on this lake. There's a little bit of ice way out there in the bay by the boat ramp. There's a bunch of ice forming around the edges of the lake, and they actually got the dock pulled. They pulled it about a few weeks ago, but there's a bunch of ice out there on that side of the lake. But with all this wind that's blowing out into the main lake, there's no ice out there at all. But here in the bay, there's ice forming pretty decent. It's just on the top right here. It was probably better a few days ago, but there's ice all along there. I don't know if you guys can see all that ice that's formed all along that shoreline. There's a bunch of ice way out in there. There's ice way over there, if you guys can see that. So we definitely do have some ice on the lakes, but like I said, with all that wind coming in, I'm pretty sure most of that ice with the wind is gonna break away and melt, float into the main lake and stuff. But I guess we're gonna head off to the next lake, check it out, check out Lake 16. Think it's gonna be a little while till we're here on the ice in Oakland County, guys. Oh, that wind is brutal out there. My face is freezing. I was only out there for like 5 minutes or something. Oh, pretty cold, but I'm definitely super excited to do some but I'm really pumped up this year to do some ice fishing. I love ice fishing. If you followed the channel for a while, I've caught some really good fish over the years through the ice. I love catching big pike, bluegills, crappies, walleye, but I really love catching big northern pike through the ice, whether it be on tip-ups, go set out and do some pike spearing. That's a lot of fun. I love getting out there, carving a big hole in the ice and catching or spearing some big pike through the ice with decoys. If you have never done that, I highly recommend you check it out or give it a try one time, because pike spearing, it's a mixture of hunting and fishing. It's a blast. So check it out, guys. You'll love it. Alright, I guess we're gonna head off to the last lake. It's not really looking that good. I thought we'd have a little more ice, to be honest with you, but hey, it is what it is. So I just pulled up to the next lake here in Oakland County, Lake 16, and the wind is ripping out there, that's for sure. I actually drove by this lake a couple days ago while I was working, and there was ice across the whole lake, so that just amazes me that it's a little bit of open water now. But all the ice right here is pretty much on the windy shoreline. So I'm gonna get out and show you guys what it looks like. But there's some decent ice out there, more than any other lake that I've seen so far. So we're gonna check it out. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So this is basically what the boat launch looks like here at Lake 16. It's no gasoline motor, so it's just an electric motor lake. It's a pretty good lake to take your kayak out in the summertime and stuff. There's some decent fishing here. I've never really caught a ton of big fish here, just a bunch of little ones, but there is what the ice looks like, guys. There's a bunch of ice all around the boat ramp, around the dock right here. As you guys can see, I'm gonna walk out here on the dock, and there is ice all around this shoreline right here. It's super, super windy right now. I don't even know if you guys can hear me or not, but I figured I'd try my best to see what I can make happen. But there's definitely some ice out here, that's for sure. We just gotta get that wind to die down, and all these lakes are gonna freeze over, because we definitely got the weather on our side. Like it's super cold out. Like I said, it's only a real feel of 4 degrees right now. It is freezing. My hands are freezing, but I figured I would do this video for you guys, showing you what all these lakes look like around here. Just a couple of them, I guess. But we got ice all around the shoreline right there. And I guess that's pretty much what Lake 16 looks like, guys. Oh, gotta turn the heat on, guys. It's freaking freezing out there. That wind doesn't help out either. That wind on your face or your skin, it's cold. But I guess that pretty much wraps up today's video. I just figured I'd ride around to a few different lakes here in Oakland County, check them out. I'm not really sure with the weather this weekend in the 40s and rain. I think it's gonna, in my opinion, I think all the ice that we have right now around the edges and around the shorelines and everything, all that's gonna be gone, especially with the high winds and everything. So in my opinion, I don't think, at least I'm gonna be out on any ice by January. In my opinion, I'll probably be here in Michigan at least, but I'm gonna be out in Minnesota ice fishing on the 16th through the 20th, I think it is, something like that. So that should be a pretty fun trip up there. Make sure to stay tuned for all the videos in Minnesota. It's gonna be a lot of fun up there. Hopefully we catch a lot of big fish up there. Should be pretty interesting, guys. I'm super excited about it. But I guess we'll see you in the next video. Good luck to everybody out on the ice this season once we get safe ice. And make sure to stay safe out there. Always check the ice before you go out. Make sure to always have your spud with you, your ice spud, to hit the ice in front of you to make sure it's safe ice, because nobody wants to see anybody falling through. That's never fun. It's cold out there and you don't want to fall in the cold, freezing water. But that's about it, guys. I guess we'll see you in the next one. Really appreciate you guys watching and supporting the channel. We'll see you guys.